please, sir. Get that. Good one. All right. It is a typical Wednesday night. You arrive home after your 30-minute daily commute, cook dinner, and relax. As you're relaxing, you flip on your TV and begin your daily ritual. As you vaguely listen to the nightly news and the same commercials you have heard over and over again, you play with your phone and cycle through a plethora of your favorite apps and websites. You remember that you've been waiting for a new book to come out, so you flip over to Amazon. A message soon pops up. Gold level subscription required for access. $15.99 a month. You stare at the screen confused, but assume it is just a pop-up ad. You shift to Walmart's website and a similar message occurs. You have been a victim of the repeal of net neutrality. So what is net neutrality? Net neutrality is the mandate by the government to ensure that all media on the internet is made fair and equally distributed regardless of the content or the producer of the media. So what exactly does that mean? That means that the internet service providers that you have, including Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, have the ability to block certain websites from your viewing, assuming that you are a customer of them. So for example, say AT&T doesn't get along with Verizon and you need to go to Verizon's website to pay your monthly bill. AT&T can block that website from you or make you pay more in order to access it. So with net neutrality, you are protected from your internet service providers and you are also presented with all sorts of information. Say a company doesn't like a conservative viewpoint. They are not a fan of the GOP. They can block any of their websites and throttle your data so that it will take much longer for you to reach the website rather than just normally going there as you normally would. So with that also comes less innovation. Younger companies that are trying to become internet service providers can't keep up with the modern day huge conglomerates such as Verizon and AT&T. So through that, the little companies are left in the dust. They can't compete with a company that has all the money to throw at this and will just take your money and throttle your data. So with that, a lot of ISPs are left in the dust and you're unable to really get that startup going. In addition to that, the First Amendment is really not protected because, again, your information can be blocked. If you have a blog about your political views or anything that goes against your current ISP, they can just get rid of your website altogether. Or, at the very least, charge you much more a month simply to access that. So what does this do with businesses? There's a huge lack of competition because of this. Businesses are growing and they're taking over more and more of the market, eventually creating a monopoly. And that's never good for a business. One firm controls all of the outlets and that's just a monopoly. It's not good. Through that, again, lack of innovation with the smaller companies and no consumer protection because internet has become a utility that we use each and every day. So through that, you have to pay for it. So who is against net neutrality? It might not surprise you that the big corporations are, of course, against this. They view this as a way to make more money. They can throttle whatever they want and charge whatever they want for any service they want. Their viewpoints on this are not just simply for profits, however. They do believe that with net neutrality, it will slow investments because they have to provide the same service to everyone. And so through that, companies won't necessarily invest in theirs, and with that comes less capital coming in to complete infrastructure and things of that nature. So how do we protect net neutrality? Unfortunately, there's not too much that you and I can do just on our own. Most of our protections are through Congress and law writings. So I highly encourage you to go to a protest, call your congressman. A quick Google search of your district will bring up who you need to call. You can email them. There's plenty of ways to get a hold of these people. and really voice your opinion. Also, through that, we can use our state laws. It's not just it is federally threatened, but it's not just on that level. We can also fight this through our own state legislature. So as a result of protecting net neutrality, we can lower the cost of your internet through your ISP. Your internet will also become faster as the firms become more competitive, trying to increase your speed. I'm sure you've all heard AT&T has the fastest internet around. Well, that's because of this competition and the innovation. It also preserves freedom of speech. You can freely communicate with anyone you'd like through the internet with the net neutrality. Without it, however, there's a good chance that your favorite website or communications discussion will be blocked. So protecting net neutrality is a crucial aspect for the future of the internet in America. Although to protect it requires the work of many, it is not hard to support it. If everyone took a few minutes of their day to act, we could maintain it. Call your representatives, educate people, and partake in discussion. I urge you to become active and fight for this important aspect of the internet. Hey, all right. Standing ovation, huh?